DC Fandome. Dumb joke. Just to start the show.
You're supposed to like make it blend in like na 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 da. What's going on, everybody? We are the Cinefanatics. This is the tagline, the show where the tagline is the title. How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday night? It is 9 p.m. Central Time, and there we go. My name is Robert Adams. You are
Chris Adams.
And like I said, we are the Cinefanatics. It is time for our live stream show, and woo! This is going to be a fun one tonight because we got a lot of fun topics just to cram into it. So let's just jump in. There was a DC event this past... No, never mind. We don't need to jump that fast. I mean, we got stuff to do, but why does my hair look so out of whack?
Because your hair is so out of whack.
Is it?
Oh, man, you did not do nothing with it.
I did not do anything with my hair. Look at that. Like, I look like a drunk, like, Ace Ventura.
I was going to say a troll doll, but okay.
I look like a troll doll. Yeah, with y'all can't see it on camera, but I do have that little jewel in my belly button.
Believe it or not, troll dolls are drunk Ace Venturas.
They really are, aren't they? That sound like Justin Timberlake when they sing.
And nobody wants to play with them anymore.
Oh, God. Now I'm all like...
Oh, deal with it. You're fine.
Whatever.
See, I'm smart. I took the time to fix my hair before we went live. I don't know.
So I got a new toy for us to play with during this live stream, so I was so busy setting it up that I didn't have the ability to...
For you to play with?
Yeah. My new toy I was playing with.
Yeah, I don't get to play with it.
Yeah, it's my new toy. It's not your toy. It's my toy.
Well, mostly because it's sitting in front of you and not in front of me.
Yes. Because you don't know how it works yet. So, What's going on, y'all? How are y'all doing tonight?
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm 31. That's my brother Robert. He's 5.
Hi, welcome to our stream. Tonight we're going to talk about Fisher-Price toys. I don't think 5-year-olds actually really care about who makes their toys. This has gotten really stupid right off the bat. Like, already we're like, no.
So, what have you watched lately? Absolutely not a dang thing.
Actually,
you did? Okay.
I will admit, like, here's the thing. We run a movie channel. Unfortunately, there's movies that, as people who run a movie YouTube channel, haven't seen. And typically you would say, like, hey, if you haven't seen it, you shouldn't be starting a movie YouTube channel.
He's about to admit something, guys.
I'm about to admit something here. Which this one I feel like is very well timed because we're probably going to get a trailer for the remake of this very soon. Probably within the next week, I'm willing to bet. It's going to happen
we'll see.
Extremely soon.
We'll see.
But for the first time earlier today, I had sat down, focused all my attention, and watched Dune.
See, now
for the first time.
Here's the thing. I, too, have also not seen Dune. And right now I'm in the position where I don't necessarily know if I want to actually sit down and go through the first original, whatever, Dune.
Or if you just want to go into watching the just Denis Villeneuve remake, like, with fresh eyes.
New movie.
With no clue as to... Here's the thing, that might actually be an interesting take on it, because now that I've watched this one, I can definitely see the signs of where I think Denis Villeneuve is going to add his own flavor, add his own spin into it, and I think it's gonna be very good.
Oh yeah, I'm totally looking forward to it because Denis Villeneuve is like the best, one of the best directors right now.
Yeah, just like in the original, I can definitely see where it's like just covered in David Lynch all over the place.
Yikes. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting thing. I think if we do that for our review, I think that's gonna be the best, where you have seen the original, I have not, and we get to tackle it from two different perspectives in the review.
Yeah.
So tune back into the Cinefanatics channel. If you're not subscribed to us, go ahead and subscribe, and just stay tuned whenever we get the Dune review out, in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. Have you seen anything new?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've watched anything new over the last week.
Yeah, it's been very busy. I've luckily been on vacation from my regular job.
I
for
don't think
like
I've breathed this last week.
Yeah, I've been on vacation from my regular job for like the past couple of days or so. So I've been able to catch up on some stuff I really need to catch up.
Yep.
There's still a lot more stuff I need to catch up on. So I mean, luckily, I've had the time to do that now, and it's great. So, watching Dune was one of the ones that was on my list because, again, I know the trailer is going to be coming out. So, going back to what you were just saying about like getting that viewpoint of someone who's seen it, someone who hasn't, that's going to be good for the trailer reaction also. Like, what do you think of this movie? Because you're watching it with fresh eyes. Well, I'm going to be watching that trailer knowing what I've seen before, going, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah. I think it'll be
okay,
good.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes. I can't do a good Jeff Goldblum. Looking in the chat here, we got Vernon. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Love Marine thought you were 12. And Tyler says, hey, guys. And then Buck. Hey, Adams Rose. What up, Buck?
What's going on, y'all? So at the top of the show here, for anyone that wants to drop any questions, any comments, or anything, make sure you do hit the Streamlabs link that's up there above his head. You can do the super chat as well. Streamlabs is the much preferred option for this channel. Also, make sure you hop on our Patreon, patreon.com/Cinefanatics. I will touch upon real quick because I don't want to go into too much detail with this, basically.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to hit our movie watch along on Patreon this month.
Yeah.
I had planned to potentially try to do it this coming Saturday, and then come to find out, there's like some massive like Schmodown event going on. The movie trivia Schmodown. They're gonna have Chris Jericho versus director Kevin Smith on Friday. All the after shows, the ones who do analyze it or do a reaction to it, they're all doing all these big shows.
That's including us because we do the Schmodown replay.
So we're gonna forego doing the watch along just because we need to be able to squeeze in like all this, like our Schmodown replay, and make sure that people are available, not watching us, but also to go over and watch the other after shows.
Yeah, because we want all eyes, all attention on this huge event that's happening this weekend for the Schmodown. So we are foregoing the watch along that and honestly it's just on us for not scheduling it even sooner than this weekend, but it happens. But that means next month we are going to be knocking out two watch-alongs to make up for it. And there are going to be 2 Patreon watch-alongs. So if you want to hop on that Patreon, you're going to get 2 watch-alongs with us. I believe we still want to do Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure since that's coming out.
Yep.
The new one is. And I think we're going to do... you good with Inception?
Yep, I was good with Inception.
Yeah. I believe it's on HBO Max, too, so it's available to stream.
Yeah.
So I believe we're going to do, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Inception. So hop on that Patreon, guys. Join us at that $10 tier, and you'll get to watch those watch-alongs with us.
I kind of want to do that. We're still trying to schedule the days, but I want to get kind of both of them pretty early in the month just because they're both of the movies are coming out. Like Inception, of course, I'm saying that in relation to Tenet.
Yeah.
Which we got tickets for that as well. So we will be seeing Tenet when it comes out.
It's possible. Let's talk about that one also because we got to do all the Schmodown replay stuff at the beginning of this month.
There's a lot of stuff we're working on here. So I'm happy that movies are coming out, theaters are opening, trailers are going to start flooding out. Woo, we're going to be busy here. Glad I got this week off to prepare, get all video stuff, everything ready to go because we're going to have a lot of fun.
That being said, guys, our stream is only going to 10 o'clock tonight here on the tagline. Join us right after. About 15 minutes between streams, we're doing the Schmodown replay for the match with Tim Franco and Tom.
Yeah.
So we're going to be jumping on that about 15 minutes after this is over. So hang out on this channel. Hang out with us all night. We're going to be doing some fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. Going to be a great night.
I see Sugar Bear in the chat.
Yeah. We got Shug from the Let's Get Ready to Talk Schmodown podcast. Again, those of y'all who, if y'all don't know what the Schmodown is, it's a movie trivia game show. Basically, it's kind of like wrestling where you have like a storyline. You got good guys, bad guys. They all sit at a table and they answer movie trivia questions.
Basically,
it's really good.
If you don't know what it is, come over and hang out with us during the Schmodown replay. You're going to get a pretty good view of it tonight because we've got some pretty good characters and a lot of fun stuff on that tonight. So
yeah. Let me see. What else do we have to cover? Anything housekeeping wise?
DC had an event this weekend.
DC did have an event this weekend.
And it kept our house very busy.
Oh, yeah. Saturday was an extremely busy day for us.
Ooh, I sweated.
Yeah. Actually,
profusely.
And I was just sitting at my...
I just learned that word.
Yeah, I was just sitting at my computer just doing edits for videos like all night.
I already knew that word.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm doing great. Personally, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I got my car back.
Oh, that's good.
I got a little rear bump a few weeks ago. It's back out of the body shop.
So someone bumped your trunk?
Someone bumped my trunk? No, literally. Someone actually bumped my trunk, and then they had to replace my trunk. So it's out of the body shop, nice and clean, looking good. Brand new. Not brand new. The back end is brand new.
Your back end is brand new.
Brand spanking new. Nailed it. All right. Hey, that's it, everybody. Y'all have a good night. All right. Okay. Nice timing.
I don't know if that actually played out.
I don't know if that... He's got a little fart noise. If that didn't come through, he played a fart noise.
Y'all let me know if y'all heard that. I'm just playing with sounds and stuff on this new toy. So
I played it right as I sat down.
I know.
Anyway. What is it? It is.
I don't like fart jokes either, but I mean, I just thought that would be the funniest one to go right out the gate.
Love
a good fart joke.
I love a good fart joke. Yeah. Nice clean humor, guys.
It depends. I'll be honest. It depends on the movie. Some of these movies, if they do it, if it's like a good highbrow fart joke, I'm down for it. But if it's just like, oh, okay. The best example would be, was it Master of Disguise? Was Brent Spiner was the bad guy, and this is a terrible movie to begin with, so I already know what realm I'm in. But he's the villain of that movie, and he does the typical bad guy laugh, like, we're going to kill them all. And as he's doing that, he just like farts. So yeah, pretty much that. So yeah, let me know in the chat, those of y'all watching right now, did y'all actually hear the sound? Because I don't know how the noises work on this.
Joke's on all of us. He didn't play a fart noise. He just farted.
He just actually farted. Welcome to the highbrow comedy we give you here on this channel.
Haha, you watched our trailer reactions to the DC movie trailer things that popped out during the event. And we told you to come to this stream tonight, and you showed up, and we're talking about farts.
Yeah. So yes, there was
Gotcha.
There was a DC event that happened this past Saturday. It was a massive, very well done event, I would say.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to jump in and talk about everything that happened at DC Fandom.
There's a mic right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about everything that happened at DC Fandom in a minute. There is also a little bit of other movie news. That's right. Other people besides DC Comics made news about movies.
I don't believe you.
This past week.
Nope. Not true.
Really, the only thing I wanted that really caught my eye, I want to touch upon. And if y'all have anything else in the chat, this is the one story that's not DC Comics related. If you have anything else you want to get our opinion on that I might have forgotten, because this is going to be DC Comics heavy tonight, let me know in the chat. But the one that I want to cover is there were like a nice handful of reboots that were announced over this past week. Apparently, everyone wants to reboot some good classic movies. Yeah. Urban Legend was announced as a reboot. For those of y'all who don't know, Urban Legend was a movie. It was a horror movie back from the late 90s. It was trying to capitalize on the type of like teen 90s horror movies like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Urban Legend did, like it was called, it played upon urban legends. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was like the best, but
I heard this about this movie from Julie, our downstairs neighbor, and then from James. He lives across the way at the other building over there. I don't believe any of them though. I don't think it's real.
Okay. Well, I mean, I heard about it from when I was babysitting the other night. I got it from a phone call upstairs. So,
it's an urban legend.
Yeah. Anyway, so the remaking Urban Legend, again, wasn't that huge of a movie, but I'm wondering if when they do a remake of this, they're just pretty much just going to drop all the like 90s teen horror movie schlock that movie had.
Gosh, I
and
hope
just
so.
go for a straight horror movie with this, because that might be pretty interesting.
Gosh, I hope so. You know how much I love and care deeply about my horror movies, so I hope they drop the schlock.
All right, so let's move on to the next one.
Thank
the
you.
other one was they announced that they're doing a reboot of Nutty Professor, which for those of you who know movies, Nutty Professor was a reboot of the original Nutty Professor.
Okay, are we using reboot now, or are we saying remake?
Reboot, remake. Yeah, I would call it probably a remake.
Reboot would be taking the same universe line that the original happened in and continuing on with that much later.
For example, the original Nutty Professor was
I like it.
yeah, not Steve Martin.
Nice. Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. I was thinking Dean Martin.
Steve Martin is the nice go-between between Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin.
It was Jerry Lewis, where he played a scientist who was just a giant goofy nerd. He drank this potion, turned himself into Buddy Love. That was this nice suave Jerry Lewis.
Buddy Holly.
No, Buddy Love.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then they remade it back in the '90s with Eddie Murphy, who was Sherman Klump, who was this also like a scientist, but he was like just a very well endowed obese
I don't know
man.
if endowed is the right word. He was a large gentleman.
He was a fat dude that
okay.
I mean, that was the whole point of the movie, is the fact that him and his family were fat and he wanted to get like slim and good looking and suave and everything. So he went from Sherman Klump to Buddy Love. So if it was a reboot, essentially we're still talking about potentially like, say, Eddie Murphy. Let's go like a fat black man that is turning himself into. I'm only saying black because compared to Jerry Lewis was white in the original. But yeah, that if you want to keep it the same, it was a fat black man that is slimming down to like his slimmer, more debonair self. That would be a reboot. Remake would be as if kind of like what they did with Eddie Murphy. It was a complete redo of the idea, just a different person holding on to like one name.
But on the story, is what they're talking about is redoing exactly what they did with, say, like Eddie Murphy or with Jerry Lewis. They're wanting to directly reboot it like you just explained a reboot is.
I have no idea.
Great. So I don't know why you brought it up.
Well, because they're going to do another one. Essentially, that's the idea, is that they're going to do another Nutty Professor.
So here's my thoughts on this. I don't think that they go with anybody who's a Jerry Lewis or an Eddie Murphy type. I think that in order to bring this back for, say, a third time, you go in a completely different direction.
You want to go like straight serious?
I mean, you could, but I'm more so thinking like, what if we casted somebody like Awkwafina in the role? I think that would make a killer adaptation of the Nutty Professor.
Now, are you going with her just because, like, going like from a woman point of view type of thing?
That's part of it.
Yeah, and then of course her the way she is would be fantastic in that role. Yeah, I actually kind of like that.
She's hitting a bunch of different demographics than you've gotten before. She's a woman. She's Asian. There's all sorts of stuff in there.
There's that one, and I also kind of like the idea, if you're gonna like go the route of having a woman play the main role, is maybe potentially go with like Tiffany Haddish.
That could work too.
I could see Tiffany Haddish like doing something silly like that as well.
I like the idea of Awkwafina though, because if you go back and you look at Awkwafina, first of all, she can easily drop them glasses there and just fully go on into that nerd side. Mm-hmm. But we've also seen her play Sirius even recently, and she's done a fantastic job when doing so. So I think that would be a killer cast for it. I know I was on SCN Live earlier in their chat, and some people brought that up, and I was like, "Yep, that's it. Go with that." The chat is going with Awkwafina, please, for this role. So that would be my thoughts and my take on it.
Yeah, and SCN Live's chat,
and a couple other people from the SCN Live chat.
The other one, real quick, I want to touch upon is going to be another remake of The Thing.
Okay, man. You know.
So you have the original, which was like The Thing from Outer Space. Then it was remade back in 1984, 1982,
somewhere around there.
John Carpenter. I actually know this one. It just escaped my mind right now. Because it's one of my favorite movies. It's quite possibly the John Carpenter one in the 80s is it's what I would call one of the closest to a perfect movie. Like I put that up there with like Princess Bride, Shawshank Redemption, just perfect movies all the way around. So then they did another one in 2011, which was kind of like a reboot, but it was also more of a prequel. Mm-hmm. It shows what happens. You haven't seen the movie yet. It shows what happens at the other Antarctica station that was done by who was it?
You're really firing all cylinders today.
Yeah, it was Norwegian. It was a bunch of Norwegian scientists at this other station, and that's where the thing first popped up, and their adventures is what led into the beginning of the one from the 80s.
Yep.
So there was that, which that one was I like how it tied into the original, but it was still This one is supposed to be a whole new one from like the ground up, and it's going to be done by Blumhouse. So Jason Blum is involved in this, along with John Carpenter, who directed the original Reboot. And don't know if he has a hand in like directing this one or not, but he's definitely involved in it somehow.
Yep.
So eager for that. That was, again, one of my favorite horror movies, and absolutely love that movie. So I'm kind of curious as to see what's going to happen with that more as we go on. But there was this DC Comics thing that happened this weekend, apparently, for some weird reason.
Fandome.
Yeah, there was this fandom event.
Fandome.
Fandome.
Fandom.
Oh yeah,
is
because
different.
it looked like a dome.
Also, fandom is different.
So they basically had like all the presenters, these speakers. They were all in this like augmented reality 3D green screen dome, so they could all be socially distant from one another. And they presented video games and movies. And
It was a very interesting and a very clever way of doing it.
Absolutely. And what's really funny is it really kind of beat the crap out of the whole like Comic-Con at home thing that Comic-Con did.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing, they had like a whole extra month of this pandemic to like, hey, let's figure out how to do this and make it look cool.
Yeah.
And like they actually had like a month and a half roughly or so.
But they really nailed it, because I mean they had like so much that they were showing off, and so many different trailers, video game trailers, comic stuff, all this craziness that they were just busting out during the event.
Yeah.
And I love it, because we got some really good looks at a lot of these upcoming DC movies that have a ton of attention on them.
Mm-hmm.
No Man of Steel 2 though, which is sad.
Yeah, nothing for Man of Steel 2.
Why?
Yeah. So the first one that I think we kind of want to dive into was The Batman.
Ooh, is that a graphic we just popped up?
That is
on
a
screen?
graphic. I can spontaneously pop up graphics now with
Look at
this thing.
that.
It is awesome. So yeah, we got like a small like little trailer for The Batman. I know our trailer reaction is getting a lot of views.
Yep.
And it's doing fantastic. I absolutely love how it's performing. But the thing that's really key about it, and I'm seeing it like out of everything that was talked about at DC Fandom, that the biggest thing is this Batman trailer. A lot of people are just in awe of how good it was. They only shot 25% of that movie so far.
Yeah.
That trailer is made up of 25% of the entire movie.
Can we give awards to people who are able to cut together trailers that are that good from just 25% of a movie?
Yeah. That's phenomenal. That is fantastic that they were able to do that.
Yeah, and I think some of the coolest things about that also is that we've got a pretty good look at, one, the tone, and B, like how are we going to what is Pattinson going to look like as Batman? How's he going to act as Batman? You know, because that's the thing that a lot of people were very apprehensive about with his casting is, yeah, you're just gonna get that sparkly vampire dude's gonna be Bruce Wayne. Like, how am I supposed to take him serious?
Yeah.
He gave you a reason to take him serious. He gave, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
He kept punching that
6,
dude.
7, 8 reasons or so to take him serious.
I think it was more than 8 punches. I think he was hitting like somewhere in the 20s.
Maybe, but the shtick was going on too long there. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have that kind of time. We got a Schmodown replay. Schmodown replay. We got one of those that we got to do.
We get it. You have a device that you can change things. Gosh. Anyway, yeah. This is a Batman who is still fresh off of his parents dying.
Yeah.
And being the reason why he's taking on the cowl. I mean, apparently from what I hear, he's got the gun that killed his parents is what's making up the bat symbol on his chest, which is intensely emo. But fantastic.
That's kind of how he looks. I mean, go back to, let me pull this back up. Look at him there on the left.
Panic at the disco.
And I hate this. I hate that I'm making this comparison, but it kind of makes sense. It's the same kind of haircut that Peter Parker had in Spider-Man 3.
It's My Chemical Romance.
Like
I love the
emo Peter Parker.
I mean, I hate them.
That same kind of hairstyle, essentially. So, I mean, they are playing the dark emo version of Batman.
Yeah.
Just in more of a, like, they're hitting that emo stride, but they're also putting it kind of like what Christopher Nolan was doing, making it kind of realistic and
Grounded.
rooting it and grounding. Yeah. So I love that. I think that's fantastic.
Can we say that the best part about this trailer, though, is the fact that he had the eye makeup on with the mask off?
Yes.
I know a lot of people are talking about this, and there's a reason for it. It's because when we go back to Batman 89 and Batman Returns and all of that, and he's taking the mask off, and all of a sudden he just doesn't have eye makeup on anymore.
So it's in Batman Returns towards the end. He's revealing who he is to Selina Kyle. And there's a split second. If you pause, you can catch it. But he reaches over, grabs the cowl, and rips it off. In that split second, it shows him with. Of course, they have the black eye makeup around.
Yep.
It cuts to Selina Kyle, Michelle Pfeiffer up against the wall, and then it cuts back to him quickly pulling that split second. You see, he has no makeup around his eye. Like the makeup just disappeared. Like
it came off with the mask.
Yeah. So. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
But they're acknowledging it in this one that Bruce Wayne has to put on some kind of like eyeshadow of some sort in order to be intimidating. Otherwise, it's just two big white eyes in the Batman mask, and it's like that doesn't work at all.
Which, I mean, I think it makes sense that, like, say if he needs to turn into Batman real quick, he's probably got like a little canister of like black makeup that he could just quickly throw over his eyes and put the cowl on, and he's good.
It on like the football players with the eye black or whatever.
Yeah, probably just throws that on. I mean, you could actually probably close your eye quickly, smear it across your eyes. Takes 2 seconds to put it on, throw the cowl on, and you go.
Good to go.
So, I mean, it actually makes sense. I don't think that's something that really needs like a full explanation, but there you go. The other thing from this trailer that was really interesting that was highly debated
about... I've been trying to act like I'm setting you up, and every time you put your hand over there, I'm just like, and it's actually this thing over here.
Yeah, I'm ready to hit the button.
Yeah, Colin Farrell is Penguin. Put him up. There he goes.
Yeah, so apparently this is Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Powers Booth?
Yeah. This looks nothing like Colin Farrell at all. This looks like, Powers Booth. I don't know.
This is Colin Farrell as Alfred Hitchcock.
Actually, that's actually pretty good.
Good evening, Batman.
But yeah, so supposedly this is Colin Farrell with the makeup on, and it took a while for anyone thought, oh yeah,
everyone's like that.
Wait,
was that Penguin?
Was that Penguin?
No, Colin Farrell's supposed to be playing him. I think that is Colin Farrell.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny that was such a huge thing, and the makeup on that looks fantastic. Again, it doesn't look like Colin Farrell at all.
Not at all.
You
can see it a little bit in his eyes, but that's about it.
So I know we were questioning it during the trailer reaction, and a lot of people were questioning it in real life, and they kind of confirmed it after the fact. So
our trailer reactions aren't done in real life.
Well, I mean... in real life, meaning outside of our apartment where we're reacting to a trailer.
Either way, though, I mean, this Batman trailer, it did it for me. It did it for a lot of people. It's I'm sold on it. Let's get to filming again, obviously safely, hopefully, and then we get to see some more later. Yeah, down. Let's do it.
Yeah. So the next one we want to talk about is that they did also release the first trailer for Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, which gave us our first really good view of Darkseid, which
he looks a little like Darkseid.
I mean, it's definitely Darkseid-ish.
The torso region is kind of weird.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Like the Omega symbol is actually kind of ingrained into his chest. That's actually a part of him. They still kept the that metal jaw piece that he has that goes around the back of his head. I kind of like that is still a part of the aesthetic of Darkseid.
I think the problem with this image is, one, I don't know if the CGI on it is actually completed. Two, it's very dark. Again, I've explained this in our Wonder Woman trailer reaction that a lot of times they darken these CGI heavy scenes just to hide textures and motion and all that, to kind of hide that it's not a perfect looking recreation of something real. But that being said, maybe if we get this kind of character model in the light and kind of take back some of those shadows, then he does look a little bit more like the Darkseid that we know.
Yeah.
It's definitely an interesting take on the character, and I'm hoping that we get maybe just a little bit more than a final scene of him in the movie dropping the hammer or the axe or whatever he's got there.
Scythe. Looked like a scythe.
I fear that's all we're going to get in the movie, though.
So they showed a lot in this. Like most of this trailer was made up of stuff that we haven't seen before, which is phenomenal. The fact that they were able to pull that much already, and Zack Snyder's still not done with it.
He's had so much footage that they never used. That's the big thing. That's why they are letting him do this now, is because he's had so much stuff that he just never used for his version of Justice League, because he never got to finish Justice League.
Yeah.
So he's now able to go back, use all this stuff, bring it back in, and essentially create an entire new story. And by new, I mean the one that we haven't seen. This is not new. This is the original story. It's all confusing, but there was a whole lot of footage there, was what I'm saying.
Which, here's the thing, and a quick side note to this is I'm actually kind of curious as to, like, when you do these big movies like this, especially like the comic book movies right now are all seemingly coming from like a shared universe, how much like leverage do the writers, the screenwriters, the director, how much play do they actually have to like really root this? Or is there a lot of studio control saying, hey, so here's the end game, sorry to make that pun, but here's the end game of where we want this story to eventually go. We need you to make your movie, but make your movie to get there as another stepping stool to get to that point. I mean, you get like some of these, like Doctor Strange was pretty well rooted in like the origin of Doctor Strange. I think they played that pretty close to like the actual origin of Doctor Strange. But then they threw in like the Infinity Gems. The Infinity Stones were kind of put in there. They made the Eye of Agamotto the Time Stone, which that's not how it is in the comics. But I mean, for that, that's a great example. Is they're like, okay, we're gonna make this movie, but the studio comes and goes, yeah, make that weird eye thingy around your neck, make that one of the stones. Okay.
The whole idea is that, hey, he needs to be protecting one of the Infinity Stones, namely the Time Stone. So let's make this movie, a little more time-oriented if we can.
So in relation to this, like, they're trying to make a movie that hopefully is going to continue a shared, like, the DCEU. But apparently Joss Whedon went like way over like here. I have to bring my hand in to go over here. He went like over to this side, and Zack Snyder was going to go like over here, and like there's two different directors that are seemingly going to give us pretty much two different movies. How are they still tied into what, say, Warner Brothers and DC had in mind for their shared universe?
Multiverse.
Apparently.
That's actually what I think would be hilarious, is if DC ends up saying that the main canon's line of characters and heroes that we're going to be following is going to be Snyder's version of Justice League once it comes out. But just so you know, the original Justice League that we put out in theaters before, that's also a very valid Justice League. It's just a side multiverse of what could have happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my goodness. It would be absolutely hilarious if they were able to touch back into that version of Justice League later on down the road. And kind of like how in Avengers Endgame they went back to the 2012 Avengers. I don't know. I just think that DC is just like all over the place, so they can do whatever they want at this point.
Yeah. And then the other thing I want to touch upon with the Justice League trailer is like kind of like what I was saying. They showed us a lot of stuff we hadn't seen. There was that Flash, they showed Flash saving Iris West, which was Kiersey Clemons.
Yep.
And then they also showed this, which in our trailer reaction, we seemingly thought this was
Ebony Maw.
Yeah, Ebony Maw. Actually, it kind of looks like Corvus Glaive.
Corvus Glaive, yeah.
But we thought this was Steppenwolf wearing a hood. And everybody and their mom wants to tell us in our comments this is actually Desaad. The thing is this actually does kind of look like Steppenwolf still. I think it has been confirmed that this is supposed to be Desaad, but I don't know if it's been confirmed by anyone who actually matters.
Yeah, it's been confirmed by a bunch of people in our comments that this was Desaad.
I said, I don't know if it's...
Here's the thing. If you look at the way Desaad actually looks, and I know you don't have that image to pull up, but if you look at how Desaad looks back in the comics, back in the old cartoon, that he is a cloaked figure. and he does kind of look a little bit like that. He's got kind of like old man features.
He looks more human.
He looks a little more human. But here's the thing: is that
so does Steppenwolf.
Technically, Steppenwolf should look more human too, and that's not the direction Zack Snyder wanted to go. It's the direction they went with Joss Whedon's take on him, which we all know how that turned out. But Snyder's take on these characters are definitely less humanistic looking and more otherworldly looking. That being said, this could be the Snyderverse, the Snyder World's version of Desaad. And I would completely buy into it. It looks like how a Snyder version of Desaad could or should look. So I actually do believe that the people who were yelling at us in the comments are actually correct on that.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm a YouTuber who admitted the people yelling at me in the comments are correct. Stop doing it. I believe you.
So there was that. A couple other things. So they announced they're making a movie of Static Shock.
That's actually kind of cool.
That was completely out of left field.
It is, but I like it.
Yeah. Unfortunately I never watched Static Shock. My only relationship with Static Shock words was that when in Justice League they had an episode where they were time traveling and they went into the future, and so they were there with like future
adult Static Shock,
with Batman Beyond, and so you had that one was actually absolutely great because it was the regular Batman from the Batman the Animated Series in Justice League, Kevin Conroy, like meeting Batman Beyond. And I think at one point he actually does meet his older Bruce Wayne self also. So that was kind of cool.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I like this, though. I like it because Static Shock was actually a very interesting character. It played into kind of the same... It was hitting some of the same tones that Spider-Man hit back in the day. Spider-Man was a teenager who was just kind of going about his life, trying to, balance between school, and all of a sudden now I'm a superhero and I want to date this girl, and I want to care for my aunt and uncle and all this stuff, and I've got to balance all of it, and I don't know how to do that. Just the teenager who's got all the problems in the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is almost like the DC version of that, where you had Static Shock is a teenager. He's especially in the cartoon that we had, he's coming in there as a high schooler who's kind of battling, I'm a superhero, but I'm also a high schooler, this, that, and the other. And it's, I want to see that take. I want to see that take because I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people, especially in today's day and age. Two, he's just a fascinating character. I mean, he freaking rides around in the air on a manhole cover.
Yeah. The other one that they introduced I want to talk about briefly was Black Adam, which we've been hearing about Black Adam
for like 10 years.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson, this is like his major like passion project.
Been a decade.
They released an animatic some images while he narrated like Black Adam's like history.
Yeah.
It was really cool and all. The thing I like from it is obviously you got this character who looks exactly like Shazam in the costume, but there hasn't been like any real tie to Shazam. Nothing in that little clip that they released mentioned anything about Shazam.
The closest thing they had is that one of those art pieces had the original Shazam, the Jaimon Hansu.
Oh,
had the
Wizard Shazam.
The Wizard Shazam. He was in there essentially banishing Black Adam away. So you have that connection, and yes, the Thunderbolt on the chest. But that's it.
So essentially, my takeaway: this movie's still coming out, y'all. They're still making it. So
yeah,
we'll wait for more stuff.
Where most movies by now would have died and fizzled away, and we would have been like, oh yeah, I guess they were talking about that once. This one is still chugging along.
Yeah, except New Mutants. That one's also actually coming out too.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad.
I'm into this.
This looks good because it's full of like a bunch of actors and a bunch of characters I've never heard of. I'm a comic book fan, and I haven't heard of most of these characters.
Bunch of colorful characters, bunch of colorful
costumes.
All of these characters are doing all sorts of who knows what, and they're you got Captain Boomerang's coming back with Polka Dot Man.
David Dalmastachan.
David Dalsmashian.
Yes, that name.
You can't say regular words. Don't try to say his name.
Which is funny because I could say, what's his name? Odo from Star Trek Deep Space Nine was Rene Auberjonois. I can say his name. I can't say anyone else's name.
Yeah. Anyway, so you've got all sorts of like crazy, colorful characters in this, and King Shark, who is already my favorite.
I was not a big King Shark fan. Like, every time I saw him, like, oh, okay, just humanoid talking shark, until I watched the Harley Quinn cartoon. Like, Ron Funches does his voice, and he is fantastic in the cartoon.
Hey,
and
I'm
now,
King Shark.
And now we saw that clip of him from this, and I wish Ron Funches was doing his voice in this as well. It's more likely, it looks like it's probably going to be Taika Waititi.
Which I'm
they haven't confirmed.
Very okay with, too, if that's the case.
They haven't confirmed it, but I'm almost certain it probably is. And just the image of him, like,
hey.
Yeah, I like, okay, they're going to play King Shark exactly kind of like how he is, exactly kind of like how he is in the Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that little wave, that tells you he is.
Yeah.
It's got to be Taika.
And then that behind the scenes clip where he just grabs the dude, he goes to like bite him and it cuts away. Oh, I'm hoping for a very good R rating on this.
See, now they have on IMDb, they have the cast list as Steve Agee is King Shark, which I don't know if he's just doing like motion capture or what's happening there, but I don't know. I like the idea of Taika doing his voice because, I mean, you're looking at a situation where you have an intimidating looking King Shark and you've got the voice of Korg. Hello.
Hi. I'm a shark. Nothing to worry about. Unless you don't like sharks and you're bleeding. Then it might be a problem. Little rock, paper, scissors joke.
Piss off, prawn.
Piss off, prawn.
I'm into it though. I mean, just that roll call, and then of course, obviously, you got the behind the scenes thing too. But that whole roll call.
We didn't actually get like a real trailer though, but it's amazing how much like we got out of that without an actual trailer.
Yeah, and on top of that, James Gunn's shooting it. I do believe that they are aiming for an R rating on this.
Oh, absolutely.
Which makes the most sense in the world if you're coming off of Birds of Prey. You're looking at a James Gunn who wants to kind of be left alone and not told what to do with the product. He's going to make that an R-rated movie.
You can't have King Shark biting people without.
I mean, you can cut away, but
but that's so cheap. I want to see that. Like, I mean, the horror movie person in me that likes special effects, I want to see that.
The person in me that likes Jurassic Park will bear with it. So.
Yeah, but in Jurassic Park, you could just like pick up
Somebody
one.
Say bear? Oh, calm down.
You could just pick up one whole person off the toilet in one bite because you're a gigantic T-Rex, and maybe just like throw the legs around in the dark so you don't even see anything. Yeah.
Well, you know how it is.
Other one, last one we want to talk about was Wonder Woman 84. Woo, that's colorful. That's a pretty graphic right there.
I like that image.
Yeah, that's a really good image.
And I'm not even just talking about because Gal Gadot is in it.
I think it's just a very well put together image.
I really am talking like this is the colors and everything just easy on my eyes, which is weird.
The colors are easy on.
Yeah, the colors are the actual color. Yes, that's what I'm talking.
Anyways,
and Gal's pretty too. I get that. Yeah.
So they released the final trailer for this, or assuming the final, because now that again theaters are opening up, they're like, okay, we actually are serious. The last date that we said this movie's going to come out, that's what we're going to go with. So let's move on and go ahead and release this movie.
It's happening.
Also, with that, let's go ahead and show everyone our actual first look of Cheetah, the Barbara Cheetah.
Barbara Cheetah.
She
has a real last name, but we don't care about it.
I still can't remember what her last name was, and I hadn't looked it up since we did the trailer reaction. But her name's Barbara Cheetah.
I was trying to roll right over that, but go ahead and mention it.
No, you got to go back and watch our trailer reaction.
We are calling her Barbara Cheetah because that's now her name. Her name is Barbara Cheetah.
Like again, going back to what you were saying, it was the trailer reaction that you were mentioning this. The fact that they're showing her like in darkness, so you really can't see too much detail. This is probably like the crispest, clearest, most high definition image that we can get off of the trailer, and I think she looks good. I think they're doing a really good job on like the fur and the makeup and everything.
There's definitely some CGI things that they probably still need to work on a little bit just to kind of finalize some of the textures and everything.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention that it's very impressive that we kind of like the way the direction and the way it's going with her, because we saw Cats, and that was not good.
That was not the right way to take that.
Those images are still burned into my head, and I will never be able to shake them off. But yeah, that was a Taylor Swift reference. But this one I think is actually going to be pretty good because one, she doesn't look like any of them from Cats, and two, she looks like Cheetah from the comics.
Yeah,
definitely a movie version, but she looks like she was ripped out of the pages and gone, okay, this is what this character looks like in real life.
And it looks good. So, again, I want to see more of, like, what she might look like, say, given more light in the final product, but...
Minerva.
Oh, is that her name? Barba Minerva?
Barbara Barbara Minerva. Okay. All right, and there went all our viewers. Okay.
We also got the stream shut down because we can't sing copyrighted songs.
Don't worry, they didn't recognize it.
Hey.
Hey-o. Do we have anything else on Wonder Woman? It looks good. We should have gotten this movie a long time ago, but we didn't.
I like that this trailer, again, going back to the reaction, what we said, this trailer actually gave more of an idea of what we're dealing with, and that we got Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal, is seemingly got a way to have wish fulfillment magically created. So you could, like for Barbara Minerva, be able to become Cheetah, become this powerful woman, because she's kind of like Nutty Professor. There's your Nutty Professor reference right there.
Nice.
She went from like this like nerdy
Kristen Wiig type.
Yeah, Kristen Wiig type to all of a sudden she's like this powerful warrior Catwoman type of, not Catwoman, that's a completely different character, but a woman like
Same universe.
Yeah, which that's got to be confusing.
Nope, one's called Cheetah.
Okay, so you've got that, and then also it seemingly looks like that it's because of that same process as how we're getting Steve Trevor back.
I mean, that's the assumption right now. My thoughts, and I said this in our trailer reaction, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it here, is I didn't see too much interaction. We haven't seen too much interaction in these trailers between Maxwell Lord and Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. And so I'm confused right now. Not necessarily confused, but I'm really interested to find out who is the main villain in this movie. Is he the main villain, or is he more of the catalyst for the main villain of Cheetah?
Yeah.
Because I can easily see Cheetah being the main villain, coming from a perspective of here is another woman who is looking at everything that Wonder Woman has, beauty, power, superpowers. She's definitely, obviously, she's over decades and decades gained money, so and
apparently they're friends at the beginning of this.
She's friends at the beginning. She's definitely coming from a place of jealousy, like, you have all of this. It's all privilege that you've kind of fell into with who you are.
The Mascarian privilege.
Honestly, that is kind of what it is. And she's going, hey, that's not right that you get to have all of this, and the rest of us, have to try to fight our way through without it. I think, honestly, like, you're going to see a lot of, like, modern day messages kind of mixed in there, and I think that's going to be really interesting, especially for the fact that this is a sequel to Wonder Woman, and it's like, okay, another superhero movie. What are we just getting another, like, CGI fun superhero fest, or are we actually going to have, like, a really good story and message and everything coming at us? Could be interesting. And Patty Jenkins, we do trust. I mean, I didn't like Ares,
except for the third act.
Yeah, I didn't like Ares, but if say this battle that we saw between Wonder Woman and Cheetah here is the third act,
not bad so far.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, so far at least the look of the villain, like in the potential third act, is already like a step up.
Yeah,
because Ares looked terrible.
I have a mustache underneath this helmet.
If you were to give me like a list of people who could potentially play Ares, David Thewlis is not up there at all. Like, wait, that was the guy from Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
As Ares, the god of war. Can someone get, what's his name, Kratos from like God of War? Just have him like do a crossover.
Look, I see what they were trying to do. I understand what they were trying to do. The God of War, this intimidating guy, is kind of a not intimidating looking man, but I would have much preferred Danny Houston to be Ares.
The other one was if you go back, you watch that YouTube channel Binging with Babish. He did an episode, it was probably about almost a year ago, where he was trying to get in shape because I think he wanted to cosplay as Kratos from God of War.
Yeah.
I would have actually preferred him, Andrew Ray Babish, as, and that's not his real last name. His name's Andrew Ray, but everyone just refers to him as
Andrew Ray
Babish.
Binge.
Yeah. I would have preferred him as the actual God of War Ares in that than David Thewlis.
I mean, you're spitting some truth.
Welcome to the Cinefanatics, this truth spitters.
Maybe.
And wordsmiths.
Vocabularistics are on fire.
Vocabularistics are fantastic.
Guys, if you're watching along, you got any questions for us in the chat, go ahead and drop them in right now. We're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon and moving over to the Schmodown replay in just a second. Yep, that's it. Yep, got it. Hey, he's got a toy. He's playing with it. But real quick, as you guys are figuring out what questions you want to ask about the DC fandom and all that sort of stuff, MovieFanobi dropped in the chat, Adams v. Adams. So how's the Stream Deck toy? To quote Al Pacino in Heat, give me all you got. I can't do Al Pacino in Heat. Don't waste my mother effing time.
Mother effer time?
Yeah, he meant effing. That's why I rolled right over it.
I mean,
way to call him out on that.
Technically, if you want me to give you all I got, I mean, I could sit here and just.
Oh my gosh, you broke it.
I think I broke it.
You broke it. All right,
there we go.
Yeah, don't do that.
I can push all the buttons
and it will do nothing. Don't do that. You're gonna break it.
Yeah.
Love the Stream Deck. It's I love the fact that we can pop up these images now as we talk about them.
Yeah, because this was I was
Penguin.
Yeah, I know. Yes, that looks like
Schmodown replay.
Can we all agree? Everyone who's watching this right now, can we all agree that this looks like Penguin? I like the ability to do that.
Batman. Wonder Woman. One of the other ones. Got it. Yeah, nailed it.
I mean, I like that ability. Instead of beforehand,
this is working so well for the audio listeners.
I was gonna say for the audio, this completely sucks. So let's look at Penguin. Oh yeah, so there's Penguin on the screen.
Again, he looks like Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, so no, it'll help for the audio listeners when I figure out how to get the sound effects in. So
for sure.
Anyways, MovieFanobi says hashtag all the buttons. Is your intro video tied to a button? It absolutely is. So I can just hit.
Look at that. There it is. All right.
And then I can turn it off. So yeah, I've got that tied to it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm loving this gadget so far. I can't wait to play with it more. Unfortunately, because of the nature of the time right now, in which we're doing 4 Schmodown reactions a night.
We're not doing 4 Schmodown reactions a night. We're doing 4 a week.
Oh, 4 a night, yeah. Oh God, dang, that would have sucked. Oh wow, that's a lot of. Whoo.
You need a little bit more whiskey there, my friend.
I do need a little bit more.
You're not there. You are not there.
Yeah, because we're doing 4 a week. Unfortunately, we did have to shorten the tagline for right now. I know when we come out of this, one of the things that we want to do, and we kind of started it before we got into this 4 nights a week replay thing, is that I want to incorporate more games.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have more fun, not only between the two of us, whether testing movie knowledge, trivia-wise, or just having, being able, we do a fan casting.
Yep.
Just cast some random movie characters. Not only that, but I want to have something more interactive with the chat. So I want more of a reason why people are watching live. Come back, keep watching. You will watch us. I need to put the spinning thing in here so it hypnotizes our audience.
You're trying to do a Jedi mind power or something.
Well, I mean, I can't do that. The Stream Deck doesn't allow Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah, they're Toydarians.
They're Toydarians. Yeah, the audience turns into Toydarians. It don't work on me. I am Toydarian. Why are you waving your head like a dumb? Never mind.
Anyway, so we're at places and we do things, so follow us on all those.
Yeah, I actually have those typed up here. So make sure you hit us up on the Patreon, patreon.com/Cinefanatics. Join the tier that, yeah, I'm fine. Join the tier that you would like to join. Again, the $10 tier gets you a movie watch along once a month.
Twice this next month.
Twice this next month because we weren't able to do one this month because, well, Chris Jericho versus Kevin Smith decided to pop up, and that's a really good match.
We failed to schedule ourselves before this weekend.
So we're only human. It's okay. We're still starting off with this whole YouTube streaming and Patreon thing. So help us out. Hit up the Patreon. Join the tier that you are okay with joining. That would be fantastic. Also, follow us.
Get to some really cool places too, because we got a lot of plans and a lot of thoughts, and we can't get to them yet because we work full time, and we'd like to stop doing that.
And we still can't get through this. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram. It is at Cinefanatics MLP.
Oh yeah.
We will give updates to stuff. We will make our announcements of what's coming and what videos are popping up that day. You'll want to follow on there, get up-to-date information on what we are doing. Yep. Also, again, here in about 20 minutes, we will be doing the Schmodown replay. Yes, I just pushed the button again. Schmodown replay tonight is going to be Tim Franco versus Tom. And no, Tom does not have a last name, so you're just going to have to go with it. Watch how a movie historian like Tim Franco goes up against someone just named Tom.
Yep, that's right, man. Anyway, so that's gonna happen tonight, and
I'm gonna fix my hair before it.
Yeah, maybe. And the other thing I mentioned a little bit ago, audio. Yes, we are on audio. I need to catch up. I got a couple weeks I need to make sure that we get back up on the podcast, but after this show, probably tomorrow at the latest, I will be getting all of those up, so we'll be caught up on the podcast again with all the episodes of the tagline. If you would rather listen to audio over watching video, they will be available for you there. Please leave a rating and a review and all that fun stuff wherever you can do that, whichever platform allows you to do that. I know Apple does, so do that for us. Help us out. Help us get to the places we want to go and do the things we want to do.
Late to the party.
No, I said nothing about gin joints.
Ooh, gin joints.
Finish your whiskey.
Of all the gin joints in this country, she walked into mine.
All right, guys.
So it's late. It's time for bed. Oh, wait, we're going to do another stream. So give us a few minutes. We're going to suck in some energy and be ready to go at the Schmodown replay.
Energy!
Here in about 15 minutes. Doesn't look like there's any other questions.
Nope. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Well, there's no footage. This is the end of the video. So all I got to do
Roll that beautiful bean music.
All right, so I will hit the music. Yes. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. It's been a blast being able to go through and talk about all this stuff. We will see y'all next week. Again, 9 p.m. Central Time for the tagline because we're still doing Schmodown replay at 10:15 Central Time. So, yes, we will join y'all next week, and y'all have a great evening. See you in a bit. And later.
See ya.